I got some news the other day that people in Turkey were paying rent increases of up to 100%. Your landlord wakes up and decides that you are going to pay 100% more in rent. So you are paying 20,000, they wake up and decide you're going to pay 40,000. So 100% increase. And it dawned on me that a lot of people cannot be able to shoulder 100% more in rent. In fact, it is characterized in the same country, in Istanbul, where people are actually entering into violence and fighting off their landlords. Landlords and tenants are fighting. Landlords are looking for cartels and individual people to chase the people who live in that house. They're even allowing certain things to happen so that people are uncomfortable and leave the houses so that they can be able to rent to the next person at 100, 200% more rent. A landlord can wake up and decide to increase the rent, especially in prevailing circumstances. Now, they may say, oh, the inflation has gone up. So now you have to leave this house. The rate at which I am paying for utilities and all these things has increased, the taxes have increased, so you increase the amount of pay in taxes, in rent. So they wake up and increase the rent. And it got back to the situation back at home in Kenya, where a research was done that was showing that 46% or more of incomes of people were going towards paying rent. So if you have an increase in rent of 100%, it means that 80% or more of most people's income will go into rent in Kenya as per that statistic. So what happens when that situation happens? You are going to go into debt, or you'll have to restructure, or you'll have to move places. A lot of changes will happen when your rent is increased by 100%. So now you have to think about, how do I future-proof myself for such increases that I will not be affected significantly? Of course, one of the things that you need to do is live way below the money that you can afford to pay as rent. Don't go to a place where you're struggling to pay rent. Look for a place that is more reasonable for rent. So even if 100% increase in rent happens, you will not go and suffer. The other thing is, think about maybe home ownership. Do you own a home? Do you look for a place that is of your own? Because only then can you be able to pay rent or pay for a mortgage for such a house. The beauty about mortgages is they don't increase as much as rent. So even mortgages would start making sense in such situation. Maybe you need to get into certain agreements that are more long term, maybe for a year, that they will not increase your rent in the next 1 year. Because when you